Candlewick on Brilliance Audio presents This Boy by Lauren Myracle, performed by Will Ropp. My friendship with Roby Smalls began in the men's room. The two of us pissing side by side into our respective urinals. We were 14. We'd seen the same movie at the co-ed cinema, though we hadn't seen it together. By which, I mean we hadn't bought our tickets together or sat together. Yes, our eyeballs processed the images at the same time in the dark theater, but it wasn't until the movie ended and we both went on our own to the restroom with its sticky floor and flickering light and overflowing trash can that we, had our special moment. Not like that. I'm only about the ladies. Anyway, homophobia is so last century. Roby sniffled first. Then I sniffled. Piss against porcelain, the buzzing of the fluorescent tube light, and the two of us sniffling back and forth, struggling not to cry because of how damn sad the movie had been. It's not important which movie it was. It could have been any movie. Any of a dozen movies that summer that were devastating and real and happened to be way better than I'd expected when Mom threw out the idea and I said sure because, as she pointed out, it was a good way to escape North Carolina's sweaty August heat. Plus, popcorn. It was A Star is Born, all right. After the third or so back and forth sniffle, I glanced at Roby. I gave him a quick nod, which he returned. And then we shook our dicks and washed our hands. And that was that. It was the most authentic man-to-man conversation I'd ever had. 2 weeks later, high school started, and Roby turned up in my freshman year seminar. I didn't blurt out, "Whoa, you're the dude from the men's room. We both sniffled and tried not to cry, remember?" He recognized me, though. I know because he gave me the same nod in class that he'd given me in the restroom. He looked sheepish, but also like he owned it. That moment we'd had. Like, yeah, you caught me out, but I caught you too. Anyway, admit it. Don't you think it's kind of funny? As Roby passed me on his way to his seat, it struck me how short he was. At the movie theater, his height hadn't registered. I guess because of all the sniffling and peeing. Also, I happened to be on the tall side. Pretty much everyone looked short to me. But that day in Miss Summers' classroom, I saw that Roby was shorter than all the other guys and about half the girls. Shorter than Miss Summers. Shorter than my mom. And she's 5'4". For girls, being short doesn't matter. In some cases, it's probably an advantage, since it's cute when girls are tiny. For a guy, being short sucks, especially if your last name is Smalls, as in Roby Smalls. The world played a trick on him in that regard. Roby is pronounced so that it rhymes with Toby, just so you know. By the end of the period, everyone knew the name of everyone else in the class, which is called WEB, which stands for Where Everybody Belongs. We're supposed to talk about our values and ethics and happiness and stuff. It's goofy. But Miss Summers is young and pretty, so it's not so bad. Also, it's her first year of teaching, so she lets us get away with more than she should. This one guy, Stevie Hardman, takes advantage of this by peppering our class discussions with words like shit and damn. Every so often he drops an F-bomb to remind us that he's a wild and crazy guy. "Stevie, let's keep this class a fuck-free zone," said Miss Summers the first time he tested the waters. Stevie grinned around the room and said, "Of course, Miss S. Whatever you say, Miss S." Stevie's best friend, Matt, slapped Stevie's palm. Some of the girls tittered and ducked their heads. Roby looked at me and rolled his eyes. "Such a tool," he was saying. "Don't I know it?" I replied with a chin jerk, though subtly enough that no one else caught my end of the exchange. Stevie is a tool, but he's a popular tool.